Okay, so we're going to spend a bit of time just looking at how to use Welcome World's Perineum Wash. And as I say, this is a formula that I developed for people who came to my herbal practice to assist with the healing of the perineum area if it's been bruised or torn after the baby's birth. And so the formula which I'll talk about, well, the ingredients of the formula are already made up in the packet of tea. So I've got a nice sized jug, as you can see. I usually suggest when you're going to use herbal teas as for washes or baths or the ways in which I'm going to speak about in a moment, that you use a jug rather than a teapot. It's just so much easier, and you'll need a strainer as well. So I'm going to put, normally I say 2 tablespoons of the herbal tea mixture into the jug. And I've got some boiling water here, and I just pour the water on. As simple as this, it couldn't be easier really. And so this is going to brew away. You let it brew much longer than if you were making a cup of herbal tea, because you need it stronger. So I would also suggest maybe putting a plate on the top, so as you keep all the steam and all the heat in there, so it can brew away and all the oils can come out of the herbs as well. And let that steep for a good 5 or 10 minutes. So there's a little bit of organisation that's needed before you're going to use this tea. It isn't something like, oh, I think I'll use it right now and I'll make the tea now, because you have got to leave it to brew for a little while. And then you'll need some kind of strainer. I just have this little wicker strainer, but you can have any kind of strainer that when you're ready to use the tea, you simply strain the herbal brew through the strainer. So let's take a little look at this wonderful formula. This is the perineum wash. So in here I've put marigold, calendula, and I've put lavender, and I've put yarrow, and I've put comfrey leaf. Not comfrey root, it's comfrey leaf. And these are all combined together to make the formula perineum wash. Now, so why have I chosen these particular herbs? So let's start with the comfrey leaf. It's a wound healing plant, and anything to do with bruising it's also wonderful for. And the other thing that I like about comfrey leaf is that it kind of keeps it soft and subtle, the tissue that it's working on when it's used externally. So that's just great, and it's what's needed. As I said earlier, we need circulation to this area that has been bruised or torn in some way to assist with the healing. So the comfrey is used in that way. And the marigold is well known as a wound healer, and it's anti-inflammatory, and it's also very soothing, anti-infection, so many things that marigold offers. And then we've got lavender, which again is known for its soothing, antiseptic qualities. And yarrow, again, which is always a great wound healing plant. And also is what's called an astringent plant. So any little bits of maybe bleeding, if there was any bleeding from the tears in the tissue, yarrow would be wonderful at healing that up pretty quickly. So once you've got your brew of herbal tea, there are different ways that you could use it for working with the perineum. You could simply strain it and add it to the bath water. And my suggestion is to make sure your bathroom is really nice and warm, and then just put a little bit of water in the bath, just enough so when you're sitting in it, your bottom and your vagina are in it, no more. And then if you can, and this will be cooled down so it won't be boiling hot anymore, so the temperature will be much more body temperature. Maybe the best thing to do would be to strain it into another jug or into a bowl, and then when you're actually in the bath, sitting in this little bit of water in the bath, if you can, pour it between your legs and just swoosh it around that vaginal area. And if you wanted to do pelvic floor exercises while you're in there, again, that would be helpful. Another way that you could use it is to strain it and put it into a peri bottle. And by a peri bottle, I mean any kind of little spray bottle. And lots of the supermarkets and kind of chemists and cosmetics places now sell those empty clear plastic little spray bottles for people to take things on holiday now on aeroplanes. So that's really helpful. And then if you keep the peri bottle near the loo, so each time when you go to the loo, you can, before you go to the loo, spray a little bit of the cooled herbal tea on the area of the perineum, which would also be of assistance to prevent any kind of stinging while you're having a pee. And also when you've finished going to the toilet, again just spray the area directly onto the perineum area. So there's two ways we've got so far of using this wonderful herbal tea. The other way would be to make a compress. So you could take, I usually suggest using whatever you've got in the home. Maybe you've got an old cotton t-shirt that you don't need anymore. Maybe you've got an old cotton tea towel that you don't need anymore, or some sheets, or some of those lovely muslin nappies. You may have one of those that you could use, and you just fold it, whatever piece of cotton cloth you're using, you just fold it into a shape that can go into your knickers easily. And you take the cooled strained brew into a bowl and just place the cloth into the bowl and let it really soak up. And then you need to put an old towel, bath towel or something, underneath that while you carry it to wherever you're going to use the compress. And in a way you may not even want to use knickers. You may just want to hold the compress around this area that's in discomfort, the perineum area, or you may want to put it inside your knickers. Remember, if you're lying on your bed or your sofa, to put a towel underneath you so you don't create more work by making the bed wet or the sofa wet. And then the last way that I'm going to talk about in this video is using those wonderful menstrual cloth pads. I think those are just fantastic for soaking up the herbal tea. And then, of course, they fit so snugly and so comfortably into your knickers, and you can, you're much more able then to walk around. You don't need to necessarily lie down with those. So those are just some simple ways to use the perineum wash.